Let's talk about Bob today. And no, it's not going to be a gossip session. We're talking about business owner burnout, or Bob for short. Welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I am a food truck business coach, author of 5 food truck vending books, including Food Truck 101 and Food Truck 201. This podcast is all about helping you start and grow your food truck business.
Membership means more with American Express Business Gold. Earn 4 times membership rewards points in your top 2 eligible spending categories every month, including eligible U.S. advertising purchases and select media, and U.S. purchases at restaurants, including takeout and delivery. What are you waiting for? Get the card that flexes with your spending every month. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
Being a business owner can lead to very long days. I often hear stories of 16, even 18-hour days, and frankly, those owners have imprisoned themselves in a self-created job. A long time ago, I had a mentor that used to say a job, and he would spell it J-O-B, and he would say that stands for jackass or the boss. So if you think about it, your self-created job is the beginning of business owner burnout because you've created a job rather than a business. We all know about that biblical beast of burden, the donkey. But did you know that the donkey has a lot of common traits with somebody that's on the trail of Bob? And again, Bob is business owner burnout. Donkeys can be stubborn or aggressive. So think of yourself. Are you stubborn? Are you tightly defending your ideas and decisions when you're faced with evidence that show those ideas or decisions were just flat out wrong? Do you lash out, becoming verbally aggressive or even physically aggressive when you're faced with challenges and frustration? Did you know that donkeys can be prone to kicking? How many times have you punched a wall out of frustration, or you've crushed something because you're so angry? Physically lashing out is just a waste of energy. Do you want your staff to react in that same manner when that donkey of a guest comes up and becomes a little bit difficult to deal with? Your example to your staff is also your permission to mirror your words, to mirror your actions, and to mirror your attitude. Did you know that donkeys often overindulge? For a donkey, their digestive system is designed to pull nutrients out of dried hay, for instance, or dried feeds. But when the well-meaning owner of the donkey presents them with green foods, the donkey doesn't know when to stop eating. And so they end up gaining a whole bunch of weight, and they might even become lame because of their diet, because of their overindulging in those green foods. How many people do you know that turn to food when they're challenged, or when they're frustrated, or when they're just sad? How about the number of people that you know that turn to drugs or alcohol for that momentary relief when reality gets a little bit too difficult for them, and they get that momentary relief instead of finding a long-term solution? Are you on that road? Are you looking for too many drinks? Are you looking to escape the difficulty of business ownership? Donkeys will be very selective on who they bond with. They are known to bond with a person that's different than the person who actually does the feeding and their care. As an owner, it's real easy for us to show favoritism to underdeserving employees. Take that average okay employee that shows up no matter what, but they're not real productive, but we're happy that they're there. And we might actually give them a better schedule or more hours than the employee that's more productive. But that employee might be a little bit abrasive, and we don't care for that. But they are super productive when it comes to getting the food out. But we treat them worse than we do someone who shows up and is not as productive. Donkeys can be loud, especially if they're excited or agitated. And guess what? So can a boss that's bordering on burning out. Small issues become huge points of overreaction as the frustration takes a stranglehold. That same mentor that I used to have, he also had another interesting little slogan he would say. And he would say, if you're a boss, you're just a backwards double SOB. Being a frustrated business owner on the verge of burnout is not par for the course as a food truck owner. And there's a whole bunch of owners out there that want to make newbies believe that's the way it is. The cause of business owner burnout is a lack of time management. Lack of time management turns that owner into a boss. That particular boss becomes more demanding and more tiring than Ebenezer Scrooge did on Christmas Eve. If you don't see yourself as a donkey, well, here's what the Mayo Clinic has to say as far as the leading causes of burnout. Number 1, lack of control, an inability to influence decisions that affect your business, such as your own schedule or the workload. Many food truck owners feel like they have to do every single thing on the food truck if it's going to get done right. And I bet a lot of you said that to yourself, and maybe even said it to your staff. The business owners have unclear job expectations. Many food truck owners are first-time business owners as well. And every day is a little bit different as far as there's something new to handle. And then those food truck owners find they have no reliable sources of help, they have no reliable source of information, and often no reliable source of instruction. So they're just making it up as they go. So the business has no clear expectation. There's dysfunctional workplace dynamics. Pretty fancy term from the Mayo Clinic, but it's also a self-created problem. Business owners set the example for the staff. The staff in turn acts and reacts exactly how they're treated. If your food truck is dysfunctional, look in the mirror tomorrow morning, because you're probably going to see the root cause. You either caused the problem or have ignored the problem that someone else has created for you. You can fix it. Another leading cause of burnout, according to the Mayo Clinic, is extremes of activity. This comes back to the 16 to 18 hour work days that a lot of owners claim that they do. But you know what happens to those 16 to 18 hour days? They're followed by days of inconsistent activity where they might be closed for several days. They don't have someplace to set up. So the body is used to let's work, and then we don't do anything. So this roller coaster of work and then the roller coaster of the income becomes super tiring because it saps the joy out of being the owner of a business. There's lack of social support. Many owners find themselves suddenly popular with their friends, but those friends really want free food and they want discounts and they want special treatment. Then those friends get offended when they don't get the freebies. If owners do have support from their friends, they might find the support not very helpful as their friends likely are not business owners and they can't provide any empathy or even useful assistance. So there's no support there on the social side. There's a work imbalance. 18-hour days really speaks to not having any kind of life at all because it only leaves about 6 hours to sleep. This kind of imbalance can only go on a couple of weeks before what happens? Your body gives out. And then that just leaves the owner more worried and more frustrated because now they don't have the energy to go work those 16, 18-hour days. All those things I talked about the donkey and about the Mayo Clinic, if you are recognizing yourself in some of those statements, the question becomes, are you on the verge of burnout? Are you a Bob walking or are you a boss in a job? A self-created job with you as the boss is not a business. Or as my old mentor used to say, if you created your job, you are just the jackass of the boss, and that boss is a backward double SOB, which sadly leads to business owner burnout. Tomorrow I'm going to talk to you guys about preventing business owner burnout and pulling yourself out of that frustrating hole that you've been digging. Thank you so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding all the information helpful to your food truck business, please become a monthly supporter of the podcast. Just hit the support button or follow the link in the description. Every little bit does help keep us going. Join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. We have a whole bunch of awesome members at all different levels, from brand new beginners to decades-old veterans. They've all got your back when it comes to helping you with your food truck. And again, thank you for listening. Come back tomorrow because you know I got plenty more to say when it comes to helping you and your food truck business grow.